the noise in there is a different type of noise than what we have with our games. It almost feels louder most of the time. A lot of people don't know when you're playing the game, you don't really feel how loud it is. But as a fan, you could tell the noise is different. Obviously, the crowd is very much different. Valkyries games are more, family oriented. You see a lot of mom, dad, and kids. And you know how kids are. They hear other kids cheering, so they just want to cheer even if they don't really know what's going on.
This person is tapped in to the fandom of the Valkyries like no other. We hope that you've heard of him. He goes by the name Brandin Podziemski, Valkyries superfan and correspondent, joining us here on Willard Dibs. Brandin, you there?
Yes, I am.
Hey, man, what's kind of just your overall view of the way this season has gone? I loved a lot of the players saying this is not a surprise to us, even though it's kind of a surprise to everybody else that they're playing this well this fast. What do you think?
I mean, it's definitely super impressive. I know that the last expansion team, I think, was the Chicago Sky, and they only won, I think, 4 or 5 games. And for us to be triple that right now is really impressive. Natalie and the staff have done a great job. But I think all the players are just using this as an opportunity to showcase to the rest of the league what they can do. A lot of them didn't have those same opportunities with their previous teams. And so they're just, taking advantage of an opportunity.
You've been so front and center, and it's been awesome to see. I was just wondering if this is a new experience for you, or are you kind of an OG when it comes to women's basketball?
I wouldn't say I'm an OG, but I definitely follow it just because, playing basketball in the offseason, there's only so much you can watch. It really comes down to baseball and women's hoops. And so I kind of just fell into it coincidentally. But I've enjoyed it. I think I've been watching it for like 5-6 years now. And so it's been an enjoyment. And now that we have, basketball in the Bay year round, it's really cool to be a part of.
Brandin, I really dig this aspect of their story. Not that she got hurt, but the fact that they've still held it together. Kayla Thorton goes out with a season-ending injury, and the team is still able to hold it together. How does a team do that when essentially their best player goes out?
I mean, you got to try to do it by committee. Everybody has to step up a little bit. You can't just put it on one person's shoulders to do more. Everybody's doing a lot collectively. So I think that's just what the mindset has been. But they're a team that finds different ways to win every night. And I think, we hang our head on the defensive end. And I think even though KT has been out, we've done a great job of, weathering the storm per se and finding ways to win.
How much does the atmosphere at Valhalla help this team? 10-5 at home, and you're front and center, and you've got 18,000 of your closest friends right behind you. How much does that atmosphere help this team have a real home court advantage?
Nah, it's electric. It's definitely something that I love being a part of. The noise in there is a different type of noise than what we have with our games. It almost feels louder most of the time. But it's really cool to see, I think we have 15 home games so far, and we've had all sellouts, all 15. So just to see the support that the Valkyries are getting in year one is really impressive.
Sort of the energy in the building for Valkyries games, and how you said it almost sounds even a little bit louder for their games than it does for yours, right? It's a little bit of a different audience, different vibe, and different time in each team's history. But how would you compare the way it feels to be on the floor for the Warriors versus in the seats for the Valkyries?
I think as a player, you're so in tune and locked in the game. A lot of people don't know, like, when you're playing the game, you don't really feel how loud it is. And you don't really see many people in the crowd just because of how the lights are. And you're so locked in on what you're trying to accomplish. You don't really feel the noise. You're just trying to keen in on you and your teammates. But as a fan, when you get to really, sit back and not have to worry about anything on the floor, and you can just, be a fan, you can tell the noise is different. Obviously, the crowd is very much different. Valkyries games are more, family oriented. You see a lot of mom, dad, and kids. Where our games, it's usually not as much of that. So the audience is different, and you know how kids are. They hear other kids cheering, so they just want to cheer even if they don't really know what's going on. So that brings in more noise, as that is too. And so it's definitely different, but the product they've produced has been really, amazing for me at least.
No, it's fun for all of us to watch, and we start to lock in on every game. And one thing that has struck me is the physicality of the league. And you're right there courtside, and you're seeing a lot of it, and the players have had their complaints with the officiating. What do you make of just how physical this game is and how they're trying to rein it in?
Yeah, I mean, I love it. I love the intensity that all the ladies across the league bring. But like I said before, we especially hang our hat on defense. And, to see, Veronica and KT when she was out there really being point of attack and, just upping the intensity and the physicality and setting the tone and, really making a statement like this is who we are. I think it's important, especially as a new team in the league and especially a team that's trying to make the playoffs.
I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but assuming the Valks are able to make it into the playoffs, they're in a slot right now. The first round, because a lot of people, as you know, there's a lot of education around WNBA for Bay Area fans. The first round of the WNBA playoffs is a little unique or quirky. It's a 3-game series with the better seed hosting the first two. So if the Valkyries were able to go on the road and win one of the first two, that would set up kind of a do-or-die advance situation at Chase Center. What do you think about that setup and who it kind of benefits, the lower or the higher seed?
I think, honestly, it benefits the lower seed, at least in my opinion, how I would look at it, just because, all you have to do is sneak one. Like, you ain't supposed to win. And so if you're able to just sneak one, now it puts, the higher seed, not at a disadvantage, but pressure on them. Like, okay, they just stole one at our place. Now we have to win game 3 or we're going to lose a series. So I think it benefits the lower seed. And obviously we probably are going to be, 5 through 8, just reality. And so I think it helps us because I know we can win on the road and I know we can especially win at home.
Is that the mentality you guys took into Houston? I know it's best of 7, a little different, but just, the idea of get a split and get control. And so as you look at a possible Valkyries series, it's really the same mentality you guys had going to Houston.
Yeah, I think, both Houston and Minnesota, both being on the road to start the series, our goal was just to get 1 out of 2. Obviously, in Houston, we were able to get both at home, which would helped us. But it was just try to get 1 out of 2. We got game 1 both times. And so I think that could be a similar mindset for the Valkyries. Just try to get 1. Obviously, if you get the first one, it makes the second one a little bit easier, per se. Put as much pressure on trying to get that one. But, yeah, it doesn't matter where you're at. You just try to get 1.
Hey, I want to ask you about Tiffany Hayes. She has a career mark, right? She passes Cheryl Swoops on the all-time WNBA scoring list. I wanted to let you comment on that. What do you think that says about Tiffany's career as a whole?
I think it's just, oh my God, lightning. I think it's amazing, just what she's been able to do. I think she's been in the league, over a decade now. Coming over from, I believe, the Aces. Just to see the leadership she's brought to the team. It's been amazing, especially for the young ladies that we have on the team. But her just being consistent, always showing up, offense, defense, kind of whatever the team needs. It's been impressive to watch.
And you've had a good chance to look at the coach, Natalie Nakase, and her coaching style, and she could be fiery at times. What have you made of the way she's approached this team and how the squad has responded to Coach?
Yeah, you could tell that she came from Vegas. She has a little bit of Becky Hammond in her. You can tell her fieriness, competitiveness, just how she coaches, the style of play that we play offensively, defensively. It kind of mirrors, Becky a little bit. But I think it was really a joy to see for me, at least. Just her mindset wasn't just being satisfied with just a new team and expecting to lose. She wanted to come in and win games, and that's what she expected. And I think the players have followed suit with that. And, our record reflects it.
All right, Pods, Violet has hatched. Are you excited to meet Violet at the next home game for the Valkyries?
I'm very excited. Unfortunately, I wasn't there 2 nights ago against Connecticut, but I'm looking forward to meeting Violet and, having a good time.
I mean, did you almost take offense? I think a lot of people thought you were the Valkyries mascot.
Nah, I didn't take offense to it, but I do think it's super dope that we have a mascot. It's pretty cool to see how we, introduced it. That was pretty special. I was watching the game on Monday and how we introduced it at halftime. That was pretty cool. And so, I think we're just going to keep getting bigger and bigger when it comes to Valkyries and Bay Area.
It's such an incredible brand, and you're becoming a definite part of it. When do we get you back out here? You've got Sunday and Tuesday, and then after that, end of the month, some more home games. When do we get Pods courtside again for the Valks?
Trying to get back out there for the end of the month. Obviously, I just got cleared for, to be back 100%. So I'm just trying to. This is really my off season right now because I didn't have it, in June and July because of my surgery. So I'm really trying to get back to it.